we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with a final prediction of UFC 312. DDP taking on Strickland. And then you have in the co-main event, Tatiana Suarez taking on Zhang Li. Who do I have winning these fights? I'm going to go with... Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we are here for the final prediction of UFC 312. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very interesting fight card just because we haven't seen Tatiana Suarez in a very, very long time. We're going to start with the co-main event. Now, like I said before, she has been out of the scene for a while due to injuries. And she has always been one of the athletes that each time she fights, she has a style where she overwhelms her opponents with her wrestling. But she's taken on one of the most dominant female champions in mixed martial arts in Wei Li. Now, I've seen Wei Li fight many, many times. I've seen her battles with Joanna Jacek. She's had some ups and downs in her careers. Not many downs, but a lot of ups. When she got knocked out by Rose Namajunas, when she got caught with that high 9. But since then, she has reinvented herself and made herself a complete fighter, mixing in the takedowns, some relentless striking on her feet, and just overwhelming her opponents, and almost making it look like she's leaps ahead of her opponents in the stand-up game and just all-out game. Now, when you look at the keys of victory to these two athletes, I want to start with Tatiana Suarez. One, be relentless, right? That's one of the things that got her to this position to fight for a world championship in the UFC, is her ability not to stop and keep on pressing her opponents, whether she's on the feet or whether she's taking them down. Tatiana Suarez has a beautiful guillotine. Her last 2 victories have come by that guillotine. If she gets the opportunity to get a hold of Wei Li's neck or even an arm, a head and arm, we can see her sit back, lock in that guillotine to try to get the finish and become the new female champion of the UFC. So let's go back to the keys of victory. We got 1, be relentless. 2, if you have the opportunity to snatch that guillotine, grab that bad boy and hang on for dear life and secure the gold. With her structure of her body type and her extremities, she's extremely long, so she's able to lock it up super fast and secure it. It's almost like Ty and Kay Bertolo. They have come into mixed martial arts. Their body complexity is so long that they're able to snatch up that darts. Hers is a guillotine, and they rock darts, but when I saw her do it 2 times, I was like, damn, that kind of reminds me of the Bertolo brothers. So the final key to victory is seize the moment. She's only fought maybe 3 or 4 times within the last 5 years, and her being at 34 years old, the clock is ticking on every single athlete, especially a woman. If you plan on having children, you want to get married, all that stuff plays a factor. So seize the moment. She's gonna go out with a bang. I know that. She's not gonna let this opportunity slip away from her. So seize the moment. And then when you look at UFC 312, ladies and gentlemen, we definitely got PrizePicks. Now, PrizePicks is a daily fantasy sports game where you can play directly from your phone. All you gotta do is go to your app store, download PrizePicks, and when you do that, make sure you use my promo code MIGHTY. Cool promotion going on right now. All you gotta do is play $5 and you're gonna win $50 no matter what happens in the UFC fight or the NFL game. And speaking of NFL, it is Super Bowl Sunday, which means lock in the pick. Patrick Mahomes. All he's gotta do is throw 1 yard and you already get a pick. Lock that up with maybe Strickland. I always go less with him. I've always gone less with him and I've always gotten it wrong. So I think I'm gonna go more with Strickland. But if you think DDP is gonna get the fight to where he needs to and submit Strickland, then go at less. And then when you look at Tatiana Suarez, you know, Wei Li's always been good at defending takedowns, but Tatiana Suarez is able to land the takedowns. I'm gonna go less. I think if Tatiana Suarez can get her down, I think she's gonna be able to submit her and ground a pound and move them out and be able to finish the fight. So I'm gonna go less. Now, when it comes to PrizePicks, the beautiful thing is that you can intermix your picks, meaning that I already went with Strickland with more significant strikes, and I went less with the takedowns with, you know, Tatiana Suarez. And then I'm gonna go ahead and go for a 3rd pick with Patrick Mahomes. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm mixing mixed martial arts with NFL. All Patrick Mahomes has gotta do is throw 1 passing yard. I think Patrick Mahomes can do that with his eyes closed. Ladies and gentlemen, lock in these picks at the right place, which is PrizePicks. Now, when we look at the champion who's been so dominant in this division, Wei Li, man, she's complete. She's a complete fighter, right? She can stand on her feet and bang. She's got some great grappling, and she's a very good competitor. She spent some time with Henry Cejudo, and that's one of the things I think Henry Cejudo has been able to put into her, because Henry Cejudo is probably one of the best competitors when it comes to competing. Olympic gold medalist, two divisional champion, flyweight champion, bantamweight champion, the greatest combat athlete of all time. Okay, this isn't a Henry Cejudo key to victory, but the keys to victory to Wei Li. One, keep her guessing. Now, she doesn't know what you're gonna do. Like I said before, you fought the best of the competition. So if she can keep Tatiana Suarez guessing if I want to keep on the feet, do I want to keep on the ground, if she can dictate that, then that's also a massive key to victory, because I already know, I feel Tatiana Suarez wants to get this fight to the ground. That way she can use her size and her length to her advantage. I mean, she is good on the feet. She is longer, but I don't know if she has a speed advantage. So I think if Wei Li can keep her opponent guessing, I think it's going to play a huge role into one of her keys to victory. And the final one, just go out there and fight. Sometimes athletes don't mix it in very well because they're trying to focus on one little thing. But once you start to get the fight going and you're starting to mix in the takedowns with the shots and keeping your opponent guessing, you're going to see the opportunity for the knockout or the submission will materialize. So as long as you just enjoy the fight and go out there and fight, I think Wei Li can continue being a champion. Now, who do I have winning in the co-main event? I'm going to have to go with Tatiana Suarez. Reason why is because I feel she has an interesting style. There's her opportunity that she's been really trying to get. And I feel that it's her time, right? It's her time. I think someone who's been out with so many injuries and trying to battle, like when you see an athlete suffer so many injuries, like Dominic Cruz, you know, he's another story. They suffer so many injuries and they have something to prove to themselves. Not to the world, but to themselves. Can I be a world champion? And I think her going through those struggles and battles and trying to stay healthy, and now she's healthy. She's put together two back-to-back submission victories. I think she is going to do her best to capture this moment. So I'm going to go with Tatiana Suarez with this one, boys. Now, let us get to the main event. The African King, Dricus du Plessis, taking on Strickland. Now, these guys have fought in the past, and the winner was DDP, and that's when he beat and became the world champion. Now, when you look at these two guys, two different spectrums of fighting styles. You have Strickland, who goes forward in a marching band and he teeps. Bilal Muhammad just went on there and said the man did 150 teeps. I would like to think he actually did 150 teeps. And what you think, the teep is not a bad tool that he likes to use. The teep almost keeps the athlete at bay. It's a teep to measure and keeping him honest. Like, you're not about to come forward and just hit me with a three-piece chicken meal. But he loves to rely on a teep. He takes the Philly shell style. He comes forward. He has a beautiful jab, and he does a 1-2. And that's about it. You know, there is no and, you know, a double leg. There is no clinch game. There is no high kick. There is no, you know, elbows inside. There is no clinch game. It's a very laid out, you know, cookie cutter game plan. And it works. It's a very good game. It's a very good style if people don't know how to deal with that style of someone who's constantly pressuring. But DDP figured it out the very first time they fought. Now, a lot of people thought it was, you know, the decision to go either way. I felt comfortable saying that DDP won the very first fight because he mixed it up. He took the fight to different elements in the grappling. He took Strickland down, I believe. Wasn't able to do anything with it, but I gave him the nod because he was able to take the fight to a different element. Now, you look at DDP, he has a interesting way of going about winning his fights. He even says himself, he's very clumsy. He's been clumsy his whole life. We've had him on the Mighty Cast. If you guys haven't listened to the episode, make sure you do yourself a favor and go listen to that. Now, when you look at the keys of victory to these gentlemen, let's start with Strickland. Strickland's got to do what he does best, which is march forward, put some pressure on his opponents, and keep on teeping and forcing his opponent to make a bad decision. That's the biggest thing for him, is keep on moving forward. Take the fight where your opponent's not going to expect it. Nobody expects you to do a double leg. Nobody expects you to fight in the clinch. Nobody expects you to do a fucking fireman carry, you know, or a lateral drop. Do something unexpected that your opponent's not going to expect, or the whole world's not going to expect. Because we all know you're going to walk forward and you're going to do your teeping, and you're going to do your jabbing, and you're going to do all that stuff. You're going to stay in your Philly shell style. Do something that DDP and the whole world is not gonna think that's gonna happen. Now let's go to the King of Africa, Dricus du Plessis. I love seeing his fucking name. It just rolls off the tongue. Plessis. Okay, he has a very unique style of going about his fights, where he's very, not clumsy, but he's very unique at how he throws his kicks, how he throws his punches. He has that high guard where you can see his opponents. Now, after speaking with him on the MightyCast, it makes sense because he comes from a kickboxing background where he likes to get close, throw his combination, and throw a leg kick. But in mixed martial arts, it's not like that. You can't get an opponent to stay still because there's way too many things that go on in mixed martial arts, and there's also no four corners. So with that being said, keys to victory number 1 is be dynamic. Throw your high kicks, look for the shot. Don't let Sean Strickland walk you down. Keep him honest. You throw 175 teeps if you want to, but I think being dynamic and adding the wrestling in like you did the very first time they fought, and throwing a high kick and switching from southpaw to orthodox is going to disrupt his rhythm. Key to victory number 2, fight for the center of the octagon. We have seen in the past when Sean Strickland cannot walk down his opponents, he doesn't do very well. But once Sean Strickland is able to pressure and win the more real estate in the middle of the octagon, he tends to do very well. So if DDP can own the center of the octagon, then now we'll put a huge stifle to Sean Strickland's game. So key to victory 2 is hold down the middle of the octagon. Don't let Sean Strickland bully you. And number 3, there are no pacts between lion and men. Lions live on their own and we eat the men. Right into the sunset and the king of Africa, and do what you do best and be clumsy. He never gives up, right? If he shoots a takedown and he doesn't land it, he's always trying to make something out of that takedown or the opportunity. He's able to take missed opportunities and make something of them. Almost like if you get lemons, he's able to make a lemonade out of it. So boys, who do I have winning in the main event? I'm gonna go with DDP. I feel after he's got the opportunity to fight him once, and now they're going to fight again, I think he has a recipe. There's no secret to what Sean Strickland's going to do, even though what Sean Strickland does is very, very good and it's very hard to deal with. But I think DDP has that right style to deal with that, because he is going to put up that high guard and he is going to see those shots coming and he's going to get welted up. You know, he might bruise easily and get a mouse over his eye. But at the same time, I think he's fought him before and he's experienced it, and it's not like it's going to be something totally new. He knows what to expect, and so for that, I'm going to go with DDP. So boys, we got in some very key fights with the main event and the co-main event. Make sure you guys come back here Saturday night as we will do our live instant reaction of UFC 312 DDP taking on Sean Strickland. As always, we will see you beautiful people at the next video. Oof.